Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into one of the absolute most terrifying what-if scenarios in astrophysics, and we're applying it directly to our own home planet. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You look out the window. The sky looks wrong. Not cloudy, just dark. Then you realize the sun isn't dying. It's shrinking. Because Earth has just been violently thrown out of the solar system. Our entire planet is now hurtling through the freezing darkness of deep space. And humanity's countdown has officially begun. So right now, every single second, you and I are traveling around the sun at nearly 30 kilometers per second. That's over 107,000 kilometers per hour. Yet, we never feel it. We don't even notice it. Because the sun isn't just this giant ball of fire in the sky, it's the absolute anchor holding our entire world together with its invisible gravity. This brings us to section 1, ejected into the dark, the catalyst that alters our orbit forever. Okay, so what if a passing rogue planet or a wandering black star violently throws our planet into the pitch black void of space? Well, at first, nothing really feels different down here on the ground. People go to work, kids go to school, traffic fills the roads just like normal. But high above, astronomers notice something that literally makes their blood run cold. Every telescope on Earth confirms the impossible. The sun is shrinking, not because it's dying, but because we are flying away from it. And this sets off a ticking chronological countdown to doomsday for our planet. We'll be looking at week 1, 1 month, 6 months, and 1 year out. Within days, sunlight gets noticeably weaker, shadows stretch longer, and the days become brutally colder. Now, initially, people might just think, hey, it's an unusually harsh winter. But scientists know the terrifying truth. This isn't winter. This is the absolute beginning of Earth's final journey. Which leads into section 2, the global freeze, covering week 1 to 1 month. As we speed away from our star, that illusion of just a bad winter shatters completely. Solar panels stop generating power. Farmers watch in absolute horror as their crops simply stop growing. Global temperatures drop at a rate we've never seen before. Governments scramble to activate emergency protocols, and these freezing temperatures mean our energy demands shatter historical records. The financial markets completely crash. Panic buying empties grocery stores in mere hours, and global food chains collapse entirely. For the very first time in human history, every single nation on Earth faces the exact same enemy. Not war, not a virus, but the infinite, unforgiving vacuum of space itself. By month 1, the sun doesn't even look like our familiar bright star anymore. It just looks like a slightly brighter dot in a sea of darkness. Major rivers have turned into solid highways of ice, and entire forests just die overnight. Moving to section 3, the subterranean shift, 6 months later. So with average global temperatures plummeting far below freezing, millions of people are forced to migrate toward the equator, and eventually they have to go underground. Scientists and engineers are now racing against time to build massive subterranean cities powered by Earth's internal geothermal heat. Humanity's survival now completely depends on the fire burning beneath our feet, rather than above our heads. But there's a really tragic, almost beautiful irony to all this. On the surface, the oceans freeze into these massive thick crusts of ice. It's a dead desert with zero sunlight. But kilometers beneath those frozen waves, liquid water actually still exists. Because Earth's core is still incredibly hot, right? Down there, tiny microorganisms just keep thriving around hydrothermal vents. So while we're fighting for our very existence in the dark, nature quietly and stubbornly survives below. Fast forward 1 year later, and we arrive at this grim definition. Earth is no longer our blue marble. It is officially a rogue planet. A dark, wandering planetary orphan drifting through the Milky Way without a host star. The sky is completely black. The sun is just another invisible speck among billions of stars. All plant life is dead and almost all animal life is extinct. The only humans left alive are those huddled in deep, high-tech underground bunkers, powered by nuclear reactors and artificial hydroponic farming. Think about that. For the first time in history, humanity doesn't depend on the sun. We depend entirely on our own technology. Section 4, the gravity paradox. The biggest twist of this entire scenario. Amidst all this darkness, there's a fascinating scientific reality we really need to address. When you imagine losing the sun, your mind probably jumps straight to those Hollywood disaster tropes. But it raises a huge question that most people never even consider. If we lose the sun, do we just immediately float away into the endless vacuum? Like, do we lose our gravity? The answer is a surprising, definitive yes. We absolutely still have gravity. It's a huge misconception that Earth's gravity comes from the sun. It doesn't. Earth's gravity comes from Earth's own mass. So you could still walk normally, you could still jump, you could still drop a pen and watch it fall to the floor just like it does right now. If the sun vanished this second, you wouldn't suddenly float away. The real killer here isn't a lack of gravity. It's the slow, suffocating loss of heat and light.
And that brings us to Section 5, the ultimate choice. One final, desperate plan. Look, living underground indefinitely just isn't a permanent solution for a thriving human civilization. With Earth's surface completely dead, scientists would have to propose a monumental escape route to leave our frozen tomb. First up, we'd build enormous generation ships. We're talking massive, city-sized spacecraft designed to carry millions of people. Second, we'd embark on a journey to another star system, another sun, another chance. But there's a massive catch. This journey would literally take centuries, which leads to step 3, living as a nomadic civilization in the dark void of space. Children would be born on these ships. They would live their entire lives and eventually die inside a metal hull. Entire generations would live and die in the dark void before their grandchildren ever saw a new sun. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, come on, could this actually happen to us? Well, the chances are incredibly small. But in astrophysics, incredibly small is not zero. As the quote says, the universe has proven that it is far more violent and strange than we like to imagine. Astronomers have already discovered real rogue planets drifting through our galaxy right now. Actual planets that were violently ejected from their own solar systems by gravitational chaos. It is a very real, proven mechanism in our universe. So while Earth is perfectly safe today, exploring a scenario like this really puts things into stark perspective. Tonight, when you step outside and feel the warmth of the air, or you look up at the setting sun, remember what we unpacked in this explainer. That star isn't just a giant light bulb in the sky. It's the reason our oceans are liquid, it's the reason our forests are green, it's the reason you are alive right now. If we lose the sun, Earth doesn't explode in some fiery Hollywood movie disaster. It simply slowly falls asleep. Forever. So I'm going to leave you with this heavy question to ponder. If humanity had only 1 year before Earth became a completely frozen rogue planet, what would be your ultimate choice? Would you stay behind to fight for a frozen Earth in those underground bunkers? Or would you board that final spaceship, knowing you'll die in space, just to give your grandchildren a chance at a new sun? Let me know your choice in the comments. And if you love mind-bending science, space mysteries, and visually unpacking the future of humanity, make sure you're subscribed. Because sometimes the scariest future isn't science fiction at all, it's just science. Thanks for learning with me today.